Welcome to the first module of Canine Companions training. Module 1 includes this video, the series of dog body language videos on Fetch Find, and one quiz covering all of it at the end. This video will cover the procedures you will do during a typical Canine Companions shift. When you first arrive for any shift, sign into Volgistics using the volunteer computer in the Adoption Center office. Be mindful of any staff or animals who may be in the office at any given time, as well as other volunteers and visitors. You should also get your badge at this time. One of the most important steps to take when you first arrive for a shift is to check in with staff. They will have the most up-to-date information, including the particular needs of the day and anything special to take into consideration, such as animals who are staff only, on a special diet, or simply could use some extra attention. There will often, but not always, be a staff member in the Adoption Center office, so if you do not see one, you can either wait for someone in the office or go look for them in the cat rooms or kennel area. After checking in with staff, wash your hands to help keep our animals healthy. You will also need treats as well as a place to keep them, so get a treat apron from the drawer and fill it with treats. Finally, take a couple of plastic potty bags with you for picking up poop. Each of these items has its own spot in the office, which you will be shown during your in-person session. Once you have all your supplies, your first stop in the kennel area will be at the whiteboard just to the left when you walk through the dog kennel doors. This board lists all of the current dogs, which kennel number they are in, and how many volunteer in and out of kennel sessions they have had that week. The board resets every Monday and does not count staff time spent with the dogs, which happens every day, so don't worry if you don't see a lot of tally marks, but comparing the numbers can help you decide which dog or dogs to visit and whether to do an in or out of kennel session. For example, if one dog has been out 5 times and another only 2, you might choose to take out the latter dog. Or, if one of the dogs has had an outing already that day, but no in-kennel time, it may be best for you to spend time with them in their kennel. You will learn all about the in and out of kennel enrichment options in Modules 2 and 3. It will also be written on this board if a dog is staff only. Since the board tracks the current whereabouts of each of the dogs and how much enrichment they are getting with volunteers, you will need to update the board based on what you do with the dogs. For all in-kennel enrichment activities, you simply add one tally mark in the appropriate dog's row under in-kennel activity. Staff will tally all of these at the end of each day, so don't write anything under the weekly total column to avoid counting the same activity twice. If you are taking a dog for out-of-kennel enrichment, please write your name, the location you are going, and the start time in the corresponding boxes on the board before you go get the dog. This way, we will always know where to find you or the dog if need be. Once you've returned and put the dog back in their kennel, you can erase your name and location and add the end time. Some dogs may be staff only for a variety of reasons, most commonly when they are recovering from spay or neuter surgery or if staff is working with them on a specific behavior plan. If a dog is staff only, it should be mentioned during your initial check-in with staff, as well as written on the whiteboard in the kennels. So just make sure you take note of that or any other staff-only signs and let those dogs rest undisturbed. Each dog has their own individual whiteboard right beside their kennel, which may include important details to know about them, like whether they can jump the fence in the play yards, if they have food allergies, or anything else you might need to know before interacting with them. Check this board each time before doing anything with an individual dog, as there may be new information you need to know. Also beside each dog's kennel door, usually right below their whiteboard, is a hook that will be holding any equipment you need to take that dog out, including a leash and their harness if they use one. If a dog walks with a harness, they will have their own that has been fitted to them hanging on this hook. Sometimes the harnesses can slip out of the proper size, so feel free to ask staff to check or change a fit, or adjust yourself if you feel comfortable doing so. You should also let staff know if you think there should be a change made to their equipment, such as if they do not have a harness but may benefit from one, or if they are wearing one but appear uncomfortable with it. Make sure you replace a dog's equipment on the right hook so that the next person can find it easily. There are also extra leashes at the front of the kennels across from the big whiteboard if you need one. You will learn how to properly put on a leash and harness in the out-of-kennel enrichment module. The dog kennel doors are made up of 2 half doors, both with their own latch. It's a good idea to familiarize yourself with these doors by practicing using the latches in an empty kennel before your first time using the doors with an actual dog. For interactions with a dog that don't involve going into their kennels, like giving treats, you will use only the top door, whereas when you go into the kennel with the dog, you will open the top door first, then the bottom when you are ready to enter, then close and latch the bottom door behind you. Before going into the kennel, always make sure to have pushed the top door all the way to the back wall so that you do not later hit your head on it once inside the kennel. You will get much more detail about entering and exiting the kennels in the next 2 modules. At the end of your shift, make sure that you have signed back in any dogs you worked with by erasing your name and location and adding an end time, or marking a tally for in-kennel activities you completed. If you have any leftover treats, place extras in a plastic bag in the treat cupboard. Any refrigerated treats that can go bad should be used up or thrown away at the end of the shift. Put back your treat apron and any unused potty bags in their respective drawers. Report any observations you made to staff, sign out on Volgistics, and return your badge. Finally, it is super helpful for you to share a brief summary of your time and observations on the Canine Companions Facebook page so that the next volunteers can learn from your experience and pick up where you left off. You are welcome to use the Paws Forever volunteer computer for this or do it at your own home. The Canine Companions Facebook page is a closed group exclusively for Canine Companions. You can use it to share your experiences, coordinate with other volunteers, such as if you'd like a trail walking buddy, exchange tips and tricks that you've learned, and ask questions. It's a great way to collaborate your efforts with the greater volunteer team so you can see what other people have already worked on and learn from each other's experience. Staff also check the page and will answer questions. It's the perfect place to post all your cute canine photos, too. There's a link to the Facebook group on this module's quiz, or you can send an email to volunteer@pawsforever.org to request an invite. Thanks for watching. To complete Module 1, watch the body language videos on FetchFind if you have not already, and then take the module quiz covering those as well as this video. You do not need to answer the quiz questions in FetchFind itself. After you submit your quiz, allow up to 48 hours for your status to be changed in Volgistics, after which point you will be able to sign up for your first Canine Companion shift. Module 2 covers in-kennel enrichment, and Module 3 covers out-of-kennel enrichment. Thank you so much for joining the Paws Forever team. The time and care you give to our animals makes a world of difference, and we absolutely could not care for them without you. We appreciate you, and so do the dogs.